Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Gone Dotty by Stuart Sharpe. So this is a fog of war puzzle. So fog of war you have to do digitally. You cannot print this one, but here we go. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rolls. So in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. So we also have fog in the grid. The way fog works is when we get a correct digit anywhere, it will, so let's say, I'm not going to actually fill it, but let's say this was a 2 and I fill a big 2 here, and 2 is the correct digit, then it will reveal what's behind this cell and all its adjacent cells. So you get this entire block of cells revealed. There's also dynamic fog, which is not what this puzzle is. In dynamic fog, the setter chooses exactly how the reveal works. In this one, it's straightforward. Now, you may be thinking, doesn't that mean I can just try digits in the fog, and when it reveals things, that means I was correct? Yeah, you can do that, but please don't. Like, why would you even bother with the puzzle if you were going to solve it that way? It's not a puzzle anymore. It's busy work. So you can solve it logically. You do not have to do that, and I recommend you don't if you want to enjoy the puzzle. All right. We also have crocky dots in the grid. So you can see half of the dots. The dots continue. They're full circles. You got black dots and white dots. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. So if this was a 2, this could be a 1, or it could be a 4. Because if it was a 1, 2 is double 1. If it was a 4, 4 is double 2. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I just did black dot. So let's just pretend I just said that black dots are a 1 to 2 ratio. I'm really sorry about that. Black dots are a 1 to 2 ratio. So if this is a 2, this could be a 1 because 2 is double 1, or it could be a 4 because 4 is double 2. White dots separate consecutive digits, which is the first time I've talked about white dots. So this could be a 1 or a 3 because 3 is consecutive with 2 and 1 is consecutive with 2. If you want to think about it, the difference is 1. All right, and not all the possible dots are given. So if this was, say, 2, 4, there could have been a black dot there, and there is not. That is perfectly fine. We're still allowed to put 2 and 4 next to each other. So the dots only tell us about the cells they touch, not cells they don't touch. All right, and that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. Okay, so we have a lot of black dots coming out of these. So we can infer a black dot chain here. I mean, it's here, right? So we've got a black dot between these two and a black dot between these two. So in most cases, that means these two are the same digit as each other, but we could do a 1, 2, 4 chain. But we could also do, say, 3, 3, and 6. So we don't know exactly how that goes. We also know this is a chain, too. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So these two have to be the same digit, then. Do they? So, okay, like I could do, no, they don't. I could do 2 here with a 1, 4 here, and then another 2 here. So we either have these two the same digit or these two the same digit. We don't know which, or they're both, or it's both, which is possible even with uniqueness because we have a white dot coming in here. We also have a black dot coming down here. Okay, so this chain is important because we cannot repeat digits down this chain here. So this has a 1 to 2 ratio, this has a 1 to 2 ratio, meaning that we have to double it twice. So think about what the smallest digit would be. I'm just going to put the smallest digit here for now. And again, I'm using center marks. We don't actually reveal the fog, but if the smallest digit was 1, we could go 1, then 2. Now we can't go back to 1 because we'd repeat 1 in the column. So we'd have to go 1, 2, then 4. And that's the only way that we're going to be able to do that. The smallest digit has to be a 1 because if the smallest digit was a 2, we double it to 4 and then have to double to 8, which works perfectly fine in a 9x9, but we're not in a 9x9. We're in a 6x6. So what that means is that we need a 1 in one of these two cells, and then a 2 in the middle, and then we'd have a 4. So we have a 1, 4 pair here, and 2 is always in the middle, and that's our first digit. Now, I do believe that means this has to be 2, because next to a 1, you can only put 2. Next to a 4, you can only put 2, so that's also a 2. So these two end up being the same digit. Now, this could be a 1 or a 4, and these do not have to be the same digit as each other, though they could be. Now, this is interesting. So this is 1 or 3. From 1, we cannot go to 2. So from 1, we actually, so this can't be a 1, because this can't be a 2. So that's a 4, and that's a 1. And then from 4, we're either going to 3 or 5. These can't both be 3, but I don't have to do that. From 1, okay, again, from 1, we can't go to 2. So this is the 4, which does not help with this, but that does mean this is 3 or 5. Now we could go from 3, we could go to 2 or 4, and from 5, we could go to 4 or 6. So basically that's odd, that's even. These two are consecutive. Now, any two consecutive digits have one odd and one even. What even is left? Only the 6 is left. We can't put a 2 or a 4 on here because of the box. So there is a 6 on here, meaning this is a 5-6 pair. And then this is the 1-3 pair. Let's see. These are the 3-5-6. So you can't put 5 on a black dot. That's the first thing we can do. 5 can't be halved to 2.5. It can't be doubled to 10. Now that this is 3 or 6, this has to be the buddy 3 or 6 to go with it. Cross that black dot. Now here we also need a 6. So this is also 5-6. And again, we can't put a 5 on a black dot. So this is 6, this is 5, making that 5 and that 6. This can't be 6 anymore. Does not reduce that at all. 6 goes with 3 though, and then this is 1. That gives them 1 and 3. Alrighty. So what's our next step? Good question. 1 looks down into here. None of these are 1. So the 1 goes here. That did not reveal anything new. 1's in one of these two. What else can I do? Is there just Sudoku here? 4 or 3 or 5. Is there some interaction here I'm not getting? Not that I can tell. By the way, these all both ended up 4, 4, and 2, 2. Okay, how about up here? We need 2, 3, 4. Okay, if we call 5 isn't one of these two, I don't know if that helps. It does put 5 down here somewhere. Okay. 1, 3, 5, 6. 3's in this box. 3 looks down. This can't be 3. It had to be even. So 3's in one of these two, and that's going to point up, telling us that's 1. Okay, and this is on a black dot, which, did I not know that? Oh, I did not know that. Okay. So this is not 5. It's on a black dot, so that's our 5. In fact, this is 3 or 6. So in this column, the 5 goes here. 5 can't go with 2, so that's 4. Places the 5 here. These can't be 4. I suspect there aren't more dots, but we'll see. Actually, no, there can't be more dots. So it's all Sudoku from here. We need a 4 in this box. So this is 1, 2, 3. So this is 2, 3, 2, 3. This is our 1. 2, 3, 6. Neither of these are 3. So this is our 3. That's 2. That's 3 and 2. That's 6 and 3. That's 3 and 6. Over here we need a 2. Up here we need a 6. Over here we need a 2. I need the 6 and the 4 here. And I need the 5 and the 4 here. All right. Cool puzzle, Stuart. We haven't had fog in a while, actually. Nice to revisit fog, especially non-dynamic fog. We've gotten used to some interesting dynamic fog puzzles, but nice to go back to our roots. Nice use of the dots as well. I liked forcing us to think about how these chains worked. The circle of black dots here is kind of fun too. All right, well, let me know how you did. If you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.